Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and welcome to another video on Lord of the Rings Home. I know it's been a couple of days since I've done a video, but we're here. Today is the day, everyone. Today is Arwen Day. Well, at least, actually, you know what? As of recording, it's not officially. Well, it is, actually. So, the adventure isn't out yet as of recording this video. It does start at 8 a.m. Pacific. But let me tell you what happened at midnight, because I'm actually recording this about almost 1 a.m. Pacific time, is if you go into the store at midnight, after midnight, for the maybe this was everyone's individual reset onto June 1st, I don't know, but it was for me anyways at midnight Pacific. This happened for me. Arwen's Enchanted Cache, and then also the available offer for Arwen showed up as well. So before the event, believe it or not, and actually this doesn't even get you the Arwen unlock, but okay, so we know, right, if you go through the regular event, which goes live at 8 a.m., that you will get the free 3-star unlock, okay? And then from there, you're gonna, and you have to be level 30 or whatever it is, account level, in order to do the event, but it's basically like a tutorial event, and I've mentioned that as well. That, you know, I don't think it's going to require you to have any characters at that time. So you basically, everyone who's available to do that event is going to walk away with a 3-star Arwen, which is nice. And then if you want to get to a 4-star, you're going to need to buy this offer here. Now, it is $28 Canadian. I'm pretty sure that this is a $20 US offer, whatever it is in your local currency. And you get 80 shards of Arwen to bridge the gap to 4-star. At 15,000 gold, 3,000 XP, and I guess it's like enough stuff to get you to like gear tier 3. Honestly, that's just what I'm seeing right there. And then, how do you get from 4-star to 5-star for Elrond? Well, it's this chest here for 1,000 gems a pop that you can buy as many times as you want. And the interesting thing about this, actually, is that it's available for 34 days. So I don't know if this 34 days is going to be normal, if that's how long these chests are going to be available for new characters, because we don't have any data. Arwen's the very first character that's going to be new, coming out, and at least in Lord of the Rings. I don't know about Capital Games and Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Feel free to let me know in the comments down below if this kind of time frame is pretty normal for these kinds of things. I don't know. 1,000 gems, though, is a lot. So if you click on the chest, though, it tells you what kind of drops you get. Actually, you scroll up a little bit. So 12 is the minimum shard drop that you can get from these chests for 1,000 gems. Now, I think that that's very expensive, but what I believe that that's really designed for is for you to go out and buy giant gem packs to then buy this. And so I think the next question on people's mind is, well, okay, what's the average drop from this chest, and how many of these do I need to get, whoever's buying it, to get to a 5-star? To get to a 5-star Arwen, what do you need? And so you can see the different drops. Now, I want to, this is crazy. Like, it's next to impossible. However, 0.1% chance to drop 810 shards. That is an instant 7-star. And then lots of other shard drops over 100 here, but they're very minuscule, right? Like, what I find weird is that you have a higher chance of getting 356 and 810 than you do these other ones, because 0.1% is 5 times higher than 0.02. So I find that shocking that some of these numbers are even in there, especially from this way upwards, that you have a higher chance of getting 356 and 810 than 61. So I don't know if this is a numbers mess up or screw up on their part. I'm not sure. Maybe that's true, but it seems a bit odd to me. But realistically, you know, what you're going to get is somewhere between 12 and 37, right? The odds of you getting anything else is just slim to none. So I did the math in good old Boilon fashion, and I can be able to let you know how many chests that you need to do. And let's take a look. Oh, wait, it's not that one. I have a few charts, actually. Oh, where is it? No, sorry, my bad. Let me bring this up. Lord of the Rings, character... No, hold on. I should have had this up in advance. My apologies. This is another one. We're going to talk about this one, too. It is the farm sheet. Right, I didn't have that up. My apologies, everyone. So this one here. Now, this is the beginning of what I'm going to call my Lord of the Rings... Nope, not that one. Lord of the Rings character farm sheet. Now, some of you may have seen something like this that I do in Marvel Strike Force. And this is the beginning of Lord of the Rings version. So we have the character, we have Arwen. Her free-to-play release date is the 1st of June. and it's going to be through the method of the adventure event. Now, I mean, I put this here because this is kind of like, I guess it's now as well, and then whether or not she becomes farmable and on what day, and how she becomes farmable and the days since that. Now, to note, of course, there is a 1,000 gem chest for 34 days, and the character gem chest, the average shards is 18.89. Now, I don't know if this is going to stay the same for every single character. I'm just putting it right here, just off to the side anyways, because I'm curious whether or not that stays the same going forward. You can see, I know it's hard to read, but I basically did all the math in here, the numbers and the percentages. You just convert the percentages into a decimal form, and then you add them all up together, and that gives you about 18.89 shards. But like I said in the beginning, you know, the likelihood is that you're going to get either a 12 or a 17 or a mixture of the, actually it's more likely you're going to get a 17, but you know, there is an off chance that you get one of these bigger ones, and then it'll equal out to about 18, 19 shards possibly as well. So just know that. And so what that means though is that, of course, because the amount of shards that you're averagely going to get is 18.89, you need 130 for a 5-star. So you just take 130 divided by this number here, and you're going to need to open about 7 chests, 6.88. But obviously you can't have part of a chest, right? So this is 7 chests or 7,000 gems. So you're going to need to spend about 7,000 gems plus this $20 pack in order to get a character to 5-star, whether it's Arwen or whether it's Elrond, whoever you decide to do, or both if you want. You know, for me, I am farming the other elves, and we're going to get to that, and I'm going to show you guys what my progress is for that as well towards Elrond. And so 7,000 gems, how much does this cost? And this is going to depend on whether or not you're in Canadian or US dollars or whatever currency. You know, it's going to be higher than this pack here. Right, it's going to be somewhere between this pack and that pack. So I'm going to wager it's going to be around $100. This one's $100. So it's a little bit less actually, but $100 including the other pack. So I would say about $80 plus the $20 from the other offer would be about $100 that you're looking to spend for Arwen. Now, obviously this pack here is $100. For me, it's 140 Canadian plus tax. So I'm looking at a little bit more than that. But I think on the US dollar side of things, you're looking at about 100 for the Arwen offer and the 7,000 gems that you need to open up 7 chests for the 5-star. So I guess it depends on if you're going to be chasing Elrond. Are you chasing Arwen and Elrond, or just one of them, or both? How much money do you have to spend, right? And so we now know that essentially you're going to need to be willing to put down, in my opinion, about $100 to get Elrond unlocked. Now, you may have to spend a little bit more as well because you're going to need gems to farm the other characters. And that's why I want to bring this chart up that I've been kind of working on. And so you guys kind of know, I brought this up in a previous video, that I've been slowly trying to keep track of some of my energy spent daily on farming these characters. And you can see, actually, it's pretty interesting. So energy spent, how many shards I've got, and then what the average % chance of a drop is. And it seems that largely, give or take, this changes every day or two, but I would say that it averages around 40%. So I'm getting around 39% for Elro here, and I'm, you know, getting shard drops fairly frequently. And then for Leliel and Lomian, who are hard mode campaign drops, it's not that much different between, it's pretty close to 40%. I'm currently on 37% for Lomian and 43% for Leliel. In the middle, that's 40%. So again, I think that the drop chances for campaign, hard mode campaign and guild campaigns are pretty much going to be about the same. And just as an added bonus, if anyone cares, I've been slowly trying to, you know, track my light crystals. I know it's early days. I don't have a ton of energy listed in here, but it also seems pretty close to about 40%. But again, low energy spent total that I've added in there. So take that for what you will. But these other numbers, you know, is over a week now. And I think that this is pretty solid information for you to know, like, basically how long that's going to take. So what this means is that you're probably going to get about 4 shards per day, because 40% average means you're going to get 2 hits out of 5, which is 4 shards per day. So you can kind of extrapolate rather, you know, how long it's going to take you to farm these characters. And I do 1 refresh every single day. So I'm getting on average about 8 shards for Leliel and Lomian per day. And this is going to be really important because we want to talk about, like, how long is it going to take certain people to get to Elrond, right? To get Lomian and Leliel to 5-star, assuming you have them unlocked. And actually, you can see here now that I'm actually at 5-star Elro here. I got that tonight. I will be swapping to Naramiri and farming that, and then obviously farming Lelio and Lomian. So that'll have my 4 characters here to 5-star hopefully pretty soon. But then I'm going to need to pay for Elodin. And I'm probably going to, full disclosure, I think that I might whale out a little bit for Elrond. I may end up doing this just one time, you know, and then from there we'll see whether or not I decide to do that in the future. But I'm just curious. I'm really just kind of curious, like, if this will work for me, if this is how it's going to be. You know, I don't want to buy Arwen, and the reason for this is I believe that she's more of a kit character than a character like Elodin, who I believe is going to be a lot stronger and who I'm going to want that 5-star on. Obviously, I'm going to be using Arwen in the team for the overall Rivendell team or with Elrond or whatever. But just right now, I don't think that I have a place for Arwen right this second to build her up. I don't think I really need to do this. So I'm probably just going to take the 3-star, and then we'll see from there. But I will probably do this for Elodin. So just a heads up, you know, I never said that I was completely free to play on this game because I want to see how things go. I've already bought 2 gem packs. I've been honest about that because this is a little bit different than Marvel Strike Force. And this is the beginning of the game. And I kind of want to just do things a little bit differently this time around. So hopefully you guys won't hate me for that. One last thing that I do want to talk about is do a quick calculation. So if you are trying to get 310 shards to farm for Lomian and Leliol, let's talk about how you're going to do that. So we know it's about a 40% drop or 4 shards per day. So basically you can just take, for example, 310 shards. That's the 5-star. And then you can divide it by 4. And that's the average that you get per day. And it's going to take you about 77.5 days to farm from scratch for Lelio and Lomian. Now, this doesn't include anything that you might get from random chests, those 2-shard chests every day, you know, so it doesn't include any of that. But this does mean from scratch, this could take you about that. Now, I don't think this is enough time. So what this means is that if you're not spending on anything related to these 2 characters, then what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to do that refresh. And that's what I've been doing every single day. So I've been doing 1 additional refresh for Lomian and Lelio thus far, and that's going to cut my time in half. Now, obviously, I'm not starting from scratch anymore. My characters are almost 3-star-ish. I mean, I'm not that far ahead, but, you know, I am a little bit anyways. So what I'm doing then, you take this number here, and then instead of dividing it by 4, you're dividing it by 8, because on average I'm getting 8 shards a day by doing the refresh, and that's 39 days. But that's, again, assuming from scratch. So I'm looking at more like 30 days for me. So I think I need... We're coming up on 3 stars. So let's just take Lomian, 18 shards, plus 80, plus 130. So about 228 shards is what I need. So let's just put that in here anyways. And so 228 divided by 8. I'm looking at just under 30 days. I think it's pretty likely that we do have this much to spare. So if you're doing 1 reset or 1 refresh daily on both Lomian and Leliol, you will be okay. And you will be able to get to them to 5-star. And I was able to get Elro here to 5-star by doing 1 guild energy refresh per day because it actually went pretty quickly on that, because you can spam the crap out of guild campaigns and use all of your energy there. So that is a much easier target farm than some of these other characters. So in about 7, 8 days, I was able to get Elro here to 5-star. Now I'm going to move over to Naramiri and do the same. So I'll probably get that done in about less than 10 days. And then I'll be moving back to Guild Chapter 4 to continue farming there, you know, because I've had to move down the guild chapters actually as a result of this. So there will be a block here on Lelio and Lomian a little bit, because depending on how you collect shards for them, that's really going to be up to you. There may be probably offers that are available for these characters down the line, but if you want to do it manually, then you're going to need to refresh at least once per day to make sure that you get this in before Elrond comes. I honestly don't think that Elrond's going to be any more than 6 weeks away. I think it could be anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. So I would keep that in mind if this is something that you're trying to go for yourself. So again, this isn't a video to cover Arwen necessarily. It's how you're going to manage your expectations on character shards for elves. There may be another video coming down with regards to actually playing this just for shits and giggles and see how hard. It's probably not going to be very hard. It's probably going to be like a giveaway essentially, where you're going to get 3 stars for free, because like I said, sorry, you can check in here. You basically just have to do these first 4 tiers and you get 100 shards for Arwen, and then it's this other stuff that you would want to do tier 5 and 6 if you can, to get additional rewards. But of course you need a 5-star Arwen for tier 6, so that's not happening for me. But tier 5 requires only a 3-star Arwen, so you should be able to do that as well once you unlock her. So that's the end of this video, everyone. Happy Arwen Day, and let me know in the comments down below what your plans are for Elrond. Are you going to chase Elrond like I am? Are you willing to put some money down to get him? Let me know all that in the comments down below. And of course, until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I will see you all later. Boilon signing out.